Hey guys, Tony here. All right, what I want to do now is kind of a real life training video on how to work with our virtual team. So, Mark, this video is for you. But what I want to do is I just kind of want to show our audience what I would personally do if I just wanted to get started investing in mobile home parks. So number one is I want to cover where I was when I started and exactly kind of my paradigm. I've since changed that, but I completely get where you're at. And what I want to do is I want to, Assad, I know that you're working with Mark, which is Assad is one of our great virtual team members. And what I want to do is just kind of show a walkthrough step-by-step video of what to do given where you live and how to get started in the next step. So to start, what I want to share is my story, and I'm going to just do this real time right here. So let's see here. So I am in good old Southern California where the numbers don't work. So what I'm going to do here is I'm on Google Maps. I'm going to put measure distance, and our very first park was in Idaho. So here we are, 613 miles as the crow flies. And when I first got started, where I was, okay, Tony, all right, I want to get started in mobile home parks. I know the numbers work. I'm committed. I'm owning it, but I still got to get there in a day, and I want to be able to drive there in a day. Again, I've since changed, and we've got parks on the whole entire East Coast, but this is where I was, and I want to put myself in your shoes where you're at right now as well. So here's what I did, is I sourced every single deal that I possibly could, and yes, the numbers didn't work in California. We tried to take down some deals in Oregon. I love Oregon. I love Washington. I just couldn't make the numbers work. There were lower cap rates, which was difficult. So I can't serve my investors. And if I'm not able to serve my investors, then I'm not going to push forward. So with that said, we marketed heavily in Idaho. Again, I would leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, and by the end of the day, I could be at the park that evening, which was awesome. Okay, so now, Mark, you are, and again, this, depending on where you live, it's completely different, but this is just essentially what I would do. And this is a real life training, so Assad, this is what I would like you to do. So Mark, you're here in Virginia, and you got to be careful going too far east, obviously, with the hurricanes and whatnot. So, Mark, you have our spreadsheets, so you're good to go on that. If you haven't purchased our spreadsheets, then reach out to me, or you can start on your own, but I don't feel that's the best way to do it. I'll tell you what, so my spreadsheets are $197. If you want to focus on a few states, reach out to me. I'll give you another state for free. I just want you to be successful. With that said, Mark, if I was in your shoes and Assad, here's what I would do is, so you're here in Virginia, and I can never pronounce this dang city. I call it like Rowanke, but I know I'm wrong. Let's see here. So here is what you do. Measure distance. Again, you can invest anywhere in the US, not a problem at all. But what I would do, just getting started, there's something about also being able to take your truck and drive to the park. If you want to have your tools in the back of the truck, you can be there in a day, spend the night in the hotel, and then drive home. So that's where I was at the beginning, and I want to meet you where you're at now. With that said, here's the thing: so I was 600 miles away. So here I'm at 500 miles away, and you can pretty much cover, the eastern quadrant of the U.S., if you will. But I'd zoom that in a little bit, and I'd do 300 miles. That way, if you wanted, you could get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You could drive there. You could literally check on the park and be home the same night. So with that said, what I feel we should do is figure out which states are within your geographic area, which is obviously Virginia, West Virginia. So we're going to comb essentially the southern part of Ohio, the eastern part of Kentucky, the eastern part of Tennessee, and the northern part of North Carolina. So Assad, what I would like you to do is when you're looking at the radius, I would like you to find the top 10 cities in each of these states. And then what we want to do is we want to hone in and find especially, so you've got West Virginia, you've got Southern Ohio, you've got Eastern Kentucky, Eastern Tennessee, and you've got North Carolina as well. So what we want to do is we want to find all the major cities within that given radius, and then what we're going to do is we're going to narrow in and delve in on those specific areas. So if we could find you a park, which we're going to, within those geographic areas, then again, you can get up early, you can go drive to the park, check on the park, be there, and drive home literally the same day. If it's a value add park, that's even better because they're a ton of work, and that's the truth, as opposed to a turnkey park. So let's do that. Let's focus on 3 or 4 different states and continue to delve in on the population of each of these cities, the unemployment. We'll go on area vibes and we'll check out the livability scores and continue to drive in. So what we're essentially going to do is we're going to market to these whole entire geographic areas. And then after that, what we'll do is we'll start extracting all the information from the GIS maps on the county assessors and build out our mobile home park dealership, transporter, supplier. We're going to reach out to realtors as well and just really become a presence in that area. And that is how you become successful and take down deals kind of within your own backyard, if you will.